Hello and welcome to the Trading with Ashley show. I know that everything you see right now is all about AI, and with good reason. AI is our generation's bite at the apple. And so I thought it would be helpful for you if I took some of my favorite ticker symbols and explained, in the sense of a community, what role they play in the AI ecosystem. I always like to take a complex thought and try to make it simple with fun analogies. So I thought this would be perfect for you and help you anchor yourself to some of these incredible opportunities to grow your wealth. Just as a thriving community needs factories, power grids, data hubs, and research labs to function, the AI revolution relies on these companies working together. In this video, I will be taking you through each of these AI community members, giving you a little more context to what they offer, and most importantly, showing you the best entries for each of them if you are looking to establish your initial position, sell puts, buy heavier, or invest in skips or leaps.
First, we're going to take a look at probably the most well-known name on here. This is NVIDIA. NVIDIA designs the high-performance GPUs and AI chips powering the data centers, machine learning, and generative AI applications. Its chips are the backbone of AI and the inference. Now, what role does NVIDIA play in the community? Well, NVIDIA is the factory. It's the industrial powerhouse manufacturing the essential AI chips like the GPUs that serve as the engines for the community's AI projects, enabling everything from data processing to model training. Why should you invest in NVIDIA? Well, as the leading provider of the AI hardware, NVIDIA's GPUs are in high demand, driving massive revenue growth. 30.8 billion in Q3 of 2025, up 112% year over year, making it a cornerstone of the AI ecosystem. So what is a good entry for NVIDIA? Well, let's take a look at the technicals so we can get a better idea. It is trading towards the top of its Bollinger Band, and it is almost overbought on the RSI. So this would be the time after you get your money eyes on it and start dollar cost averaging into it. If you want to buy heavier, then you would want to look to the bottom of the band here. It's about 129, so I would say about 130 is where I would go if I wanted to buy heavier, or if you wanted to even purchase skips or leaps. Now, as far as selling puts, you are going to get a premium for that. So at this point, if you're going to start selling puts on NVIDIA, you might want to shoot for 135. You're going to get a really good premium going for 135 at this point, and if you're assigning the shares, it's already reducing your cost basis because you did receive that premium. So just to recap, if you're going to sell puts, look at 135. If you are going to load up heavier, look at the bottom of the band around 129, 130. And you could also look to purchase skips and leaps going maybe into 2027. Now, if we pull back further than that, and if we happen to dip below this 200-day moving average for any reason, then I would go in heavier on skips and leaps and the shares themselves. Now let's look at Broadcom, ticker symbol AVGO. This one was very popular with Congress. Broadcom produces networking chips and custom AI accelerators, enabling fast data transfer and connectivity for AI systems. It also provides the enterprise software. What community role does Broadcom play? Well, it's the electric grid. Broadcom wires the community with critical networking infrastructure, ensuring seamless data flow and connectivity between AI systems like the power lines that keep the town running. Why should you consider investing in Broadcom? Broadcom's AI chips and networking solutions saw a 220% year-over-year AI revenue growth. This positions them as a key enabler of AI infrastructure with a massive $60 to $90 billion market opportunity by 2027. As far as an entry for Broadcom, well, they are in the upper quadrant of the Bollinger Band. They are 67 on the RSI. So again, they may pull back as the market retreats at some point here soon. If you're looking to sell puts, you might consider this 240 area right here. That is the middle of the Bollinger Band. And if you're wanting to load up heavier, I would go for the bottom of the band right here at 220. Also, it would be a great opportunity for skips and leaps at the 220 mark. And if for some reason we do happen to get down to the 200-day moving average, that's when I would really load the boat. Next, we're looking at CoreWeave, ticker symbol CRWV. I actually did a video on this just the other day. It was providing some incredible opportunity with premium. CoreWeave provides the cloud infrastructure tailored for AI and machine learning, operating GPU-powered data centers for generative AI applications. Its community role, it's the data center hub. CoreWeave is the specialized facility where AI workloads are processed, renting out high-powered computing resources to companies building AI models like the central hub for innovation. Why should you consider investing in this company? With 420% revenue growth to $982 million in Q1 2025 and a unique focus on AI-optimized cloud services, CoreWeave is capitalizing on surging demand for generative AI infrastructure. Now, when we look at the technicals with CoreWeave, this is interesting, but because everything you see right now, this is on hype, and they are looking at potential for what CoreWeave can offer in the future. This company is not yet profitable, but it could soon become profitable if AI grows as fast as we anticipate that it might. As far as an entry goes, at this point, there's not a lot of history and price action to look for this, so you're going to want to see how it does and when it pulls back below 100. I imagine that a good level of entry for this one where I would go in heavier is anywhere between $50 and $75. If you're wanting to sell puts that expire within the next couple of weeks, you may consider something around the $100 mark. Just in case there's any kind of pressure put on the market, this is one of the first stocks that will retreat. Also, looking at skips and leaps, I would not consider those until we at least pull down under $100, and I would go out as far as possible to avoid rapid time decay. Next, let's look at Applied Digital, APLD. Applied Digital designs and operates data centers optimized for high-performing computing, including AI workloads with a focus on energy-efficient infrastructure. Its community role, it's the green energy plant. Applied Digital powers the community's AI data centers with efficient, sustainable infrastructure, ensuring the hub runs smoothly and cost-effectively. Why invest? It's backed by NVIDIA's investment and a 280% stock spike after September 2024. Applied Digital is a smaller, high-growth player meeting the rising need for AI-ready data centers. Let's take a look at the technicals. Now, this one is popular and it will continue to be popular because it's at a much lower price point at this point. It is trading at the top of its range, and if you look at the RSI, we are close to 70. So on this one, I would notice that my candle formations right here, there is this gap right here that needs to get filled, or it can get filled. There's a tendency for it to want to get filled. And so if you look at that, that's going to put the stock potentially going down to around the $7.50 or $8 mark. That's when I would load in heavier. Notice that's also aligns nicely with the 200-day moving average. So if you're wanting to sell puts, you might want to consider something around the $9 mark, and then you could go in heavier with skips and leaps and even more of the stock itself when it does retreat to around $8 or $7.50. Next up is Palantir, ticker symbol PLTR. Now, if you've watched me for any time, you know this one really well. Palantir develops AI-powered data analytics platforms, enabling government and commercial clients to derive insights from complex data sets using its AI platform. So what is Palantir's community role? Well, they're the decision center. Palantir is the community's strategist, using AI to analyze data and make actionable decisions. It's like a town hall, turning raw information into practical solutions. So why should you consider investing in Palantir? Well, Palantir, with both government and commercial contracts, they are positioned for growth in both federal and enterprise AI applications. Although it's trading high based on its valuation from analysts, this one gets gobbled up every time it takes a dip. Let's take a look at the technicals. Recently, Palantir hit an all-time high. However, if you notice, the Bollinger Band is starting to tighten up a little. It's starting to have a range. Right now, you could put money eyes on Palantir by starting to dollar cost average, but I would not consider selling puts unless you go down to around the 125 level. Then, if we retreat back to maybe $115, that's when I would go in much heavier. If you're looking to buy skips and leaps, well, I wouldn't do that until the RSI is under 50 and it's trading down at the bottom of its band. Next up, we have Rigetti Computing, ticker symbol RGTI. Rigetti develops quantum computing hardware and software aiming to enhance AI processing with quantum algorithms for complex computation. What is its community role? It's the research lab. Rigetti is the community's experimental lab exploring quantum computing to solve AI problems faster, like a forward-thinking R&D center pushing technology boundaries. Why should you consider investing in this stock? Well, despite the volatility, Rigetti's 150% gains in 2024 and retail investors' interest signal its potential as a long-term bet on quantum AI integration. Looking at the technicals, it's actually at a better spot than the others. It's also low cost, so this one would be a great one to start to invest in. Now, it is sitting right on its 20-day average at this point, so this would be a good time to start to establish your position. We are over 50 on the RSI, so there's still a bullish dynamic going on with the stock. If you were going to sell puts, you might consider something around the 1050 level. And then if you were going to go in heavier, I would look for something at around the $8.50 or $9 level. And finally, we have quantum computing, ticker symbol QUBT. Quantum computing focuses on quantum computing solutions, including hardware and software for AI and optimization problems, aiming to make quantum technology accessible. What is quantum computing's community role? It's the innovation workshop. QUBT is the community's workshop crafting quantum tools to enhance AI capabilities. It specializes in making space for next generation tech. Why invest in this stock? As a speculative quantum computing play, QUBT's $6 billion market cap and the retail investor enthusiasm highlight its potential in the evolution of this AI quantum landscape. Now let's look at the technicals on this one. This one has actually jumped out of its Bollinger Band and it is almost at 80 on the RSI, signaling that it will pull back before too long. So this one I would just nibble at right now if you want money eyes on it, but I would not do any heavier buying than that until we pull back at least to around the 1250 level. If you're going to want to sell puts, you could consider that level as well. Then I would go in heavier if we get to the bottom of the band, somewhere around that $8.50 mark or maybe even $9. That's also where I would consider buying skips and leaps.
I hope you found that helpful, and now you know everything you need to know about my favorite picks for the AI revolution. I truly believe these opportunities could make you wealthy, but don't take my word for it. Please do your own due diligence. And remember, if you're with me, Trading with Ashley, there is no trader left behind.